How's it going, everyone? You know that you doing something when you can use your own stuff to teach off of, so can nobody copyright me? We're going to look at Can You Hear Reason? Because that was my latest podcast, and that's what I was doing to get all of your attention. Transformation 6. How do you transform someone's life? I want to be a part of your transformation. How will I do that? I'm going to coach you there. The coaching that I received was lived experience. I don't want you to take, I want to take you 40 something years to get your breakthrough. You can look at my page and you can see I wasn't crispy like this, not 6 months ago. I wasn't crispy like this 2 weeks ago. I don't want it to take you the same 40 years it took me to get together. Let me go straight to my coaching point from my last podcast, and you understand how deep it's getting. Transformation 6 is for you. Y'all saw I wasn't podcasting. I wasn't podcasting for a while. I had to revamp and rebuild something powerful just for you. Trust and believe. You don't want to miss this. Transformation 6, coaching 6 weeks of effort and motion, focus and meditation, commitment and foundation. I'm going to get you guys and gals through it. Now, listen, the coaching program is now accessible on Patreon. You can go at your own pace. Swipe just the coaching program or coaching and training program if you want to get in shape. But the bottom line is you need a mindset shift today, and I got it for you. Let's go to the tape. For me to, scream and yell at you, I'm here to coach you. I'm here to coach you. Listen to this. Now, sometimes I do get fired up in my webinars and when I'm doing a coaching session for my, for my coaching community, for the members that, have invested in themselves. Even sometimes when I'm podcasting, I be fired up. It's true. But I'm the kind of coach that wants you to learn the play. Now, if you guys didn't understand what I just said, let me tell you something. If you don't know the play, how can you make a play? And while you're thinking about that, if you don't know the play, you'll never be in a position to win. You tell me one person in one game that ever won a game and they didn't know the play. It's not going to happen by accident. You can't even get lucky and win the game without knowing the play. That's just in Hollywood movies. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. Now, if you look at life like it's a game, you need to know the play. And then when you know the play, what do you need to do? You need to be coached. Come on, somebody. You need to be coached how to be better at making the play again and again and again until it becomes second nature. That's what a habit is. Shout out to everybody on Facebook and TikTok over here, man. Shout out to my YouTubers that's checking me out. This podcast, as usual, is being brought to you courtesy of the First Step Coaching Program. Now, why do I coach? Because if I don't get this out there, you can't be blessed the way I was. See, I had coaching in snippets, and I had to be real enough to draw what I could from individuals that was real. Some of y'all wasn't even blessed to be around one real person your whole life, so you haven't figured it out yet. I was blessed to be around a couple. So I soaked up what I could from them individuals. And look, when you're in the presence of greatness, it's going to rub off on you. It's going to rub off on you. There's no way it can't. Look at LeBron James. People can say what they want to about him, but he was like 20 something years old, like 22, 23 years old, and took a whole team to the NBA finals. Look it up. People talk about how Michael Jordan was better than him. It's just not logical to say that when it took Jordan years of getting his head busted in the playoffs and then the perfect coach and perfect team to go along with his perfect skill set to win championships. LeBron James did it with nothing. LeBron James took your mailman, your milkman, the librarian, and your science teacher to the finals. To the NBA finals because they were around greatness. It rubbed off on them. No one ever heard of Mario Chalmers. He would have never been heard of if LeBron James hadn't went down to Miami. We never knew about that guy. But because he was around greatness, it rubbed off on him. LeBron James is probably one of the only NBA players who can say that he went, every team he went to, he got a championship with. Every team. Because he helped, because people embrace his greatness and they rise to the occasion. So with Transformation 6, I want to offer you the same thing. As a confirmed genius, if you haven't seen my book, I'm going to put the description in the link. Get the book, Coach TAIBU'S Winning Strategies. Now, many of you don't strategize anything. You're knee-jerk responders to what happens around you, and you're wondering why you haven't gone anywhere. I'm here to coach you. And I'm the kind of coach that wants you to know the play. This Transformation 6 study is for you. What's it going to do? What's it going to do for me, Coach TAIBU? The Transformation 6 coaching series is going to help you realize why you wasn't getting results by yourself. Yeah, you're not going to join my coaching program and pay for it if you can get results on your own. But even if you come onto my program, we still have to do what? Identify the problem. So by listening to this study, you're going to figure out for yourself how come you weren't getting results. All right. Now, the second thing it's going to do, you're going to experience real self-improvement. How could you not? How could you not be that much better once you realize what the problem is? I mean, unless you're totally insane, once you realize the real problem, the real thing holding you back, you're going to work on it. Thus, you'll have improved. Bottom line, the last thing it's going to do, the third thing you're going to get from the Transformation 6 coaching series is you are going to develop a personal maintenance program. Oh, yeah. You need a personal maintenance program. Many of you have made gains and made progress, saved money and spent it, lost weight and gained it all back. Many of you have done this. Coach TAIBU and his coaching series, Transformation 6, at the end of this series, you will have developed your own personalized maintenance program. So let's identify your problem, experience real self-improvement, and then develop. This is what I do, people. This is what I do. Once enough of you come on my program, I'm going to reinvest that money into the people in New York from the Professional Podcast Network that want to broadcast me to millions. Even right now, the people that open up my emails in my coaching group, what I've done for them is I've put them into competition groups to stimulate engagement and get them somewhere by utilizing all of our competitive nature. So just by grouping them together and having them compete for, prizes that really, aren't a super huge deal, but it's something to get you to move the needle. Now, look, I said, I'm here to coach you and I'm going to coach you to run the play. Let me get through this teaching point and then I'll go over here to the screen share. Follow me over here on YouTube, Taibu Muad'Dib 4019 to see the screen share. You just don't want to miss that. All right. You can call, text, or email me directly to join my online coaching program or click the Patreon link. Go to patreon.com/Coach Taibu, TAIBU. All right. Let's get back to the coaching point. Inform Taibu. I'm the coach that wants you to learn the play because I know when it's time for when it's time for you to put you in the game. I know that if you make the play, it's going to be because you learned it. If you miss the play, it's going to be because you lost focus, which is why I have the what? Effort, focus, and commitment workbook. Now, if you haven't downloaded Effort, Focus, and Commitment workbook, that's your first step. It's the first step coaching program. Download the EFC workbook. The link will be in the description. That's your first step. That's the action that you take. Costs you nothing. It's going to line you up. What I say? Figure out what the problem is. Why are you not getting results right now? The EFC workbook is a free download. It's integral. It's the foundation of my coaching program and for your self-improvement. Let's go. So we can work on that. But your chances as your coach of this team, we're going to be wildly successful because you're going to know the play. So you have to be, if you know the play, you might not overcome and achieve and get the win, but you're definitely gonna make a mark. You're definitely gonna, make a dent. You're definitely gonna do something. You're gonna get something right because you know the play. Now, what do you? And that's so important. Think about how important that is. So many of you have been hitting and missing for so long because you didn't know the play. You have to be somewhat successful. Even if you missed the tackle, you were there. I can coach you to the next step. We can work on the tackling drills. But if you don't know the play, you're out of position, touchdown. And all your teammates are mad at you because you didn't know the play. What's worse, not knowing the play or not making the play? Right, not knowing the play. Not making the play is something you can be encouraged to just do. Fire it up. Like I said, work on different drills. That's a skill you can learn. Anybody can learn it. Women play football. There's tackle football for women now. Look, anybody can learn to tackle. Little kid, anybody can learn to tackle. But staying focused so that you know the play when it's time to run the play, that's something different. That's a different mindset shift. You have to be wired to get that right. That's what Coach Taibu wants to do. I want to put the playbook into your life. I want you to learn the play. Now, I'm gonna let myself say one more thing. I like that. I'm telling you, you made it when you're using yourself to teach the class. Let's go. Saying Taibu, I'm gonna use a football example. Yes, I'm a football player. So because I know the play, I know as a defensive end that if the ball is snapped and the tackle goes high hat, standing straight up and is blocking down towards the center, I have to get wide because full flow is coming my way. Now, if I stay inside. Now, that might sound, I oversimplified it. But what I'm saying to many of you is, if you have a goal to work out at 6:30 in the morning, thank you very much. If you have a goal to work out at 6:30 in the morning, what happens if the kid wakes up and has a question, or if there's laundry to be done, or and it didn't get done the last night? If you have a backache or a toe ache or a tummy ache, what happens when that challenge comes to block you from making the play? How do you respond to it? What's your response? So I'm giving a football analogy about what my response is supposed to be when the play begins. Y'all get what I'm saying here? You have to get this. This is the stunning reveal about thoughts and logic. I'm about to go into it in 2 seconds. But this is the stunning reveal about thoughts and logic. Because the play, when I know the play, when something happens, I know how to respond with logic, with a process. If the tackle gets up and turns inside, my mind's already going through the process. The process is to get wide and wait for the next thing to come. So if you have a goal to save your money and not overspend, if you have a goal to get out that bad relationship, if you have a goal to put a different structure down for your child because they're unruly and you just got to get a hold of that thing, as soon as the challenges come to the structure you put in place, what's the play? What's the play? Are you going to be out of position, freak out, fall out, quit? Or are you going to know exactly what to do to make the play? The challenge is what happens once the ball is snapped. That's when the play is on, people. I'm going to prove it to you. Let me go over here real quick. Follow me over here, Taibu Muad'Dib 4019. Put other device out. Look over here. I'm going to break this down to you. I'm going to go for a screen share. And look, you can all look at this screen share and get this lesson tomorrow by checking me out, liking my page. Go ahead and view it. But you have to get this. Let me go ahead and screen share this for you. I'm going to present it for you because you have to get this. This is the stunning reveal. This is called, and I'm sharing this with the whole community. This article is called The Crucial Role of Logic in Everyday Life. The crucial role, how important it is to have a process. Now, this podcast right here, I break down that reason, by definition, is the process of logic that we go through before we take action, before we respond, before we do anything. So when somebody asks you, why did you do that? What was your reason for doing that? They're asking for what? They want to know what process of logic you went through to get to that conclusion and thus to make that behavior. Now, that might sound too deep for many of you that just want to scroll and be entertained. I get that. But for those of you who have been trying and trying and trying and working and working and working, trying and failing at your goal, for those of you that really, really are frustrated because you haven't moved the needle much when your goal said you should have been almost there, almost to the end, by now. This is for you. It's not for everybody, but it's for those of you who are fed up with spinning your own wheels. All you self-diagnosers out there, listen to me. If you're self-diagnosing your own problem, I'm gonna do it on my own. I don't need nobody. That is what I call an empty reason. There's no logic in that at all. With so much access to so much knowledge at your fingertips, or even in your own house. Your leader might be in your own house, right? You're going to your job and everybody's a yes man. Everybody loves to see you. Yeah. Y'all all agree on the same things, and you're all going home fat, lazy, out of shape, unhappy with your lives, relationships terrible, bad breath. I kid, I joke, yeah, whatever. I'm just saying, I'm trying to keep it light. But the bottom line is, around the water cooler at work, everybody's life is perfect, but you go home to misery. And you don't want to point the thumb. The reaction you're getting from the people around you is a reflection of how you treat them. I guarantee. I'll be the first person to tell you. Until you point the thumb, ain't going to be no self-improvement. Let's work on you first. All right. Let's dig into this real quick. The big quote, when you see it, it says, logic is an essential component of human cognition that underpins, means supports, our ability to reason, make sound judgments, and arrive at informed decisions. I was talking to somebody that I know, and they said that they just left a funeral. The lady had got unalivened by her boyfriend. It was a domestic violence incident. He didn't want her to leave him. So, this right here, we all know that the logic, it was empty reason. There was no process of logic involved in that decision. None whatsoever. It wasn't a sound judgment of what should take place. Right? I'm telling you right now, you're going to get something tonight. See, logic is commonly associated with academic disciplines like mathematics and philosophy, right? But its relevance goes way beyond that. Logic plays a fundamental role in our everyday lives, shaping how we interact, problem solve, and overall our cognitive development, how we continue to improve. That's why you need to be on my coaching program, because you'll be in my coaching community, and get this. When I break down my podcast, you'll get that email, because that's so real. Have you ever wondered why some lessons are harder to learn than others? For real. No, I'm serious. Sticking a fork in a socket and having unprotected sex with, random people are both potentially fatal acts. But it's so much easier to do the latter, isn't it, than the former? Because your thoughts and your reasoning for taking that action differ. So the process of logic is different. So where one, you can see a huge red flag and you know that didn't feel very good. The other one, even though it has a red flag on it, feels good. So your process of, come on, somebody, your process of logic is different. Both of them equally dangerous, but your process of logic is different. Come on, Taibu, what are you saying? I'm saying that when you go to strategize and create a plan on how you intend to improve on yourself enough to reach your goal could be getting a new job, changing a career, changing your relationship, just to start dating and find a relationship. It could be to build wealth, to invest in stocks. You have to understand, you have to go through a process of logic. That's why I say I'm the coach that helps you learn to play. It's not something that happens in osmosis. You can't turn this off and be like, man, dude was right. I'm going to go ahead and start using logic. You don't even know the play. And use logic on what? You don't even know the problem. Come on, somebody. Coach Ty, we killing it tonight. Let me go down here and get to the bottom line so I can get up out of here. This last quote should help many of you out. It says, logic provides us with a systematic approach to analyze problems, break them down to manageable components, and develop logical pathways towards resolution. Resolution. Now that was a mouthful, but what it actually means, people, what it actually means is that without logic in your reason, without logic, without a process of logic in your reason, folks, your dreams are empty. Your goals are empty. Come on, somebody. Your promises are empty. Your desires are empty. If you attach empty reasons to your goals, it's empty. There's nothing there. There's no juice. And this is why you need a coach, because I can turn on Les Brown and Eric Thomas. I can turn on David Goggins right now, and you can get juiced up. But then what do? You're ready to act. What do? That's why you need a coach. That's why you need to rock with Coach Taibu. Because after you get, no matter what the situation is, a near-death experience, no matter what the situation is, you still don't know what to do. You don't know the play. And then if you run the play ugly, you're not going to make the play. You just know the play. Making the play is something different. Making the play involves using logic, a systematic approach. Let me go ahead and shock the world real quick. Now that I'm famous, because y'all didn't know anything about empty root and I broke it down to you. Let me say this. Where you live at right now keeps the rain out, allows air conditioning to be in, all the sealant and stuff like that. The stuff that goes into building a house or building an apartment building, where you live at right now, there was a systematic approach toward building that dwelling to keep things out and to keep things in. Just think about that. That's what a coach does. That's what my coaching program does. We're going to build your program up to keep certain things out and keep certain things in. I want to make the most of the best of you and block out the rest of the nonsense. See, the best of you can't shine yet without Coach Taibu's First Step Coaching Program because you haven't learned to play. You don't know how to respond to challenges when they come. So the best of you cannot rise to the occasion because you get distracted. You get pulled side to side. I know a young man that by all means is a decent person, doesn't want to hurt a flea or a fly. But when the challenges and distractions come, cannot say no. The self-discipline isn't there. Thus, there's no preparation, right? There's no accountability. So thus responsibility is not there. Systematically, though, this young man could be weaned onto maturity and adulthood in the right sense. Case in point, You look at the person that took a blaze at, a candidate in the presidential race. What was logical about that? You can have feelings about this person's point of view, but what if we all took a blaze at somebody that had a different point of view of us? It'd be the purge, right? So I stand with somebody that's not afraid to speak their mind. TikTok can shut it down and put you in TikTok jail, so can Facebook and Instagram. But people, speak your mind. Speak your mind. When you get on my coaching program, I want you to be who you really are. Else, how can we find the real problem? How can we really help you change? You get to be whoever you are on my coaching program. If you want to be more of that, we'll get it done. If you want to be less of that, we'll get it done. If you don't be any of that, we'll get it done. But we're going to start with who you really are, because everyone has a story, and everyone's story is their voice, and everyone's voice should be heard. Now, I want to be a part of your transformation. I do. I can't do it all by myself. Inbox me, DM me, like, post, share. The coaching hotline's posted over here right now. I'm going crazy. Logic. The stunning reveal about logic is it's absolutely necessary for you to learn to play, for you to have a response to the challenges of life when they come. A systematic approach. Everyone that's rich right now, they developed a systematic approach to the challenges that they face. This is my tagline. It'll be on all my material from now on. When you overcome the challenges you face today, tomorrow will feel like paradise. Coach Taibu Muad'Dib, Ultimate Salesman. I'm doing everything. Get the book, Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies, because I'm about to drop this next book. This Transformation 6 book going to change our lives. All right. Join the coaching program, download the EFC workbook, get the free emails, get every coaching tip and advice you can. I'm going to take you somewhere. My coaching mentor, Mr. Terrell Jones in New York, love that guy, man. He challenged me to offer you 20 times the value of what you're paying for. My coaching program is easily worth $3,500, easily, based off what I see online. And you get it at 6 months for like maybe, I don't know, depending on what you get out of it. But if you just you go to Patreon and just swipe it, it's like $700 over a 6-month period. Pennies on the dollar. That's like around $100 or something a month. To get this kind of guidance and coaching, come on. So I did what my coach asked. Transformation 6 is going to change you. It's going to help you develop. If you haven't, I'm talking about, I can't state this enough. If you haven't seen that needle move in a long time, and you hear my voice right now, and you know you kind of give yourself a pass, make them excuses, give yourself a pass. Hey, let's get you a systematic approach that works. The stunning reveal about logic and thought. Your goals depend on it. Your goals depend on it. Love y'all, man. Titan, I'm out of here, man. Look, I was supposed to get on at 8:30. So because I get on 8:30, I'm gonna give y'all a bonus, all right? Because I didn't get on here at 8:30, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna post my schedule. If I'm late, then it's all right. Because if you're on my coaching program, you've missed nothing. I'm still gonna give you the juice. The webinar is coming up. I do a monthly webinar like the last weekend every month or something like that. I'm gonna post. I'm really gonna post this whole July out so y'all can see. Jump in when you can. If I'm late, that's all right, because you're on my coaching program anyway. Go ahead, join the Patreon, swipe the Patreon, get the book, line yourself up. I don't want to start 2025 wealthy and successful, and you're still stuck in a rut. I don't want to do that. Come on with me. If you hear my voice and you feel something inside you, come on with me. I got you. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And that now. Let's do it. Let's get this done. You know the deal. You know the vibes.